From the beginning of time, dogs have been a man's best friend. They give us companionship, they assist the blind, and they don't make fun of us, even though they've seen how bad we are at sex. We do it the wrong way. Well, now, dogs might be coming to the rescue again. You see, dogs can be trained to detect diseases like cancer and Parkinson's in patients because of the way those diseases subtly change a person's body odor. Yeah, and now, researchers in Britain are attempting to do the same thing with coronavirus. And I mean, if you can still smell coronavirus even after nobody has showered for like 3 days, consider me impressed. But that just shows you how amazing animals are. Your dog can tell you if you have corona, and then your cat will be there to eat your body after you die. And then some good news for students. San Francisco School District is now proposing that every student should just get an A because it's unfair for them to fail due to corona. And I think this is a great idea because online learning is already such a challenge, right? One, many students don't have broadband at home, and two, it is harder for teachers to keep track of how their students are doing. And three, sex ed is 100 times more awkward when your parents are sitting in the same room. Sorry, son, could you ask about the location of the clitoris again? I missed that part. Could you ask that again? In other news, while some schools in America might be throwing their hands up, schools in the UK just signed a big name, Sir David Attenborough. White people's Morgan Freeman, and the last thing a gazelle hears before being eaten by a lion. It has been announced that Attenborough will begin teaching geography and nature classes as part of the BBC's virtual learning program. And this is amazing. Can you imagine being a kid and your teacher's David Attenborough? Although I will warn all the kids out there, thanks to coronavirus, David Attenborough sees the animal world a little differently now.
And here we have the bat. Look at him, acting all innocent like he didn't do shit. Thanks to them, I can't even get the mail without dressing up like a broke-ass ninja. That's right, you better stay in that cave, bitch.
All right, that's your ray of sunshine. Let's jump straight into the headlines. All right, let's kick it off with some economic news. With travel worldwide ground to a halt, demand for oil has collapsed, which has now caused oil prices to plummet to their lowest levels in history. That's right, oil is cheaper than it has ever been. So the next time you go to the gas station, forget the gas tank. You can fill up the entire back seat of your car too. In fact, the price of oil dropped so much today that right now, the cost of 1 barrel is negative $37, which means it's a real weird time to be an oil baron in America right now. Even that Daniel Day-Lewis character is like, you know what? You drink my milkshake. Basically, there's so much oil right now that there's no way left to store it. So they're just paying people to take it off their hands. It's essentially how we're all going to feel in a few months about all that toilet paper we hoarded. Someone please take this toilet paper from me, please. My family has nowhere to sleep. Meanwhile, here in New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio has announced a phone number where you can text photos of people who are violating social distancing rules. Snitch. Yeah. Basically, you text the number, and then the police come and break up whatever's happening. In some cases, they even make arrests. So if people are hanging out in a group, the police show up, and then they disperse the people. Which means right now, all over New York, white women are like, hello, Verizon, I'm gonna need an unlimited data plan. I'm gonna need all the data you have. I'm coming for everyone. All right, and finally, you may have heard that the $350 billion relief fund for small businesses quickly ran out of money just before most businesses could get their loans. Well, now we're finding out why the money dried up so fast. It turns out a lot of those loans were claimed by businesses that are, how do we say it, not actually small. Yeah, for instance, places like Shake Shack and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which each have hundreds of locations around the country, took tens of millions of dollars from the Small Business Fund. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised that Ruth's Chris would take extra money. I mean, they've been taking extra names for years. Meanwhile, Harvard University is also coming under fire because even though they have a $41 billion endowment fund, they still decided to take $9 million from the relief package. Yeah, $9 million. Last time Harvard got that much money out of the blue, they had to accept Jared Kushner. Look, if you ask me, Harvard is just being greedy right now. Can't take $9 million when you have $41 billion. It's like Jussie Smollett joining the WWE. Dude, haven't you had enough fake ass whippings for a lifetime? Give it to somebody else for a change, man.